You did. I got it now. Full screen. I'm sorry, I cannot. I don't know how to get rid of. I don't know how to get rid of this stuff up here. I'm not going to pretend like I do. All right, now this is recording. If I did my job, let's pull your homework over. Okay, just give me a visual. How did I teach you guys to there it is. Tell me a visual. Like what do these look like? Like when we go to solve these, how many equations will we have today? Very good. Thank you very much. And do you remember my encouragement as to how to start them? Does anybody remember my encouragement how to start them? What do I make my screen look like? Yes. The 3 columns. Yes. So what I'm going to do is I would like to start by making 3 columns. These are a full page. They didn't used to be a full page. I just thought kids might like more room. So what I'm going to do, I also made every problem today a word problem. I also gave you all the answers. Some students will tell me this. Miss Angeli, I solved this in my head. Well, that's great. Good for you. Okay, what that tells me is that you need a lot more challenging problems, though. But I don't want to do that. I need to know that you can perfect your process. So, yeah, you might be able to reason to the answers, but you won't if I give you harder problems. You need to know the process. Okay, let's draw our 3 columns. Like that. All right. Now, I think that making equations is a weakness. So I put word problems on these so we can practice. Can anybody tell me how to take the sum of 3 numbers is 2 and translate that into a math sentence? Can anybody do that? Go ahead. What do you think? That's perfect. That is exactly how that translates. All right, so that was perfect. I'm going to go ahead and cross that off. You did beautifully with this. Okay. How about this part? How about the sum of 3 times the first, twice the second, and the third is 9? First of all, what does the word sum mean? Addition. So the question is, okay, we got a lot of adding going on. How do I write 3 times the first? What do you guys think that would be? 3x. So it's going to be 3x adding. How do we do twice the second? Good. And then how do we just write the third? Yep, plus C. And the word is what in math class? Equals what? All right. I know you might say, are all of these going to be word problems on the test? No, no. I just think we need practice with it. So why not do that here? Let's take care of 2 things at once. The difference. Tell me what the word difference means in math class. Subtraction. So you know what I'm going to do? I'm just going to write a minus sign because I know it's going to be difference. Let's see what it's the difference of. The second number. What was the second number? Okay. And half of the third number. Half of the third number. How do we do that? Yeah, 1/2. What does the word? Wait, what do you guys think 1/2 of the third number is? What would that be? Half the third number. How could? Yes, you guys are all do. Yes, both of you are correct. You can either do 1/2 z like that, or somebody said divided by 2. You could do z divided by 2, or you could also do 0.5z. Which way do you guys like the most? 0.5z? And then it says is 10. How do I do is 10? Okay. So now, does everybody see these 3 beautiful equations? You don't need to use this stuff anymore because we have 3 equations. All right. Someone walk me through what I explained in the notes should be a good step 1. Step 1. What did I encourage you in the notes to do first? Go ahead. Pick an equation. What equation do you want to pick? I agree that the last one is the most simple one. Okay, everybody. She indicated to pick the last one. Everybody put the, because do you guys agree the last one's the most simple one? It has the least amount of information. Put that in your first column. What do you guys want to do with that? What did I encourage you to do with that? That's right, get y by itself. So you pick a variable to get y to by itself. She picked y. That was a really good move because it's easiest. What will y equal if you get y by itself? Okay. This, you hold off now. Don't touch this column anymore. This column, once you get a variable by itself, you're done for now. We'll come back. Okay. Second column. What do you guys think we need to do in the second column? Who remembers? By the way, you can't use this one anymore. That's right. Very good. And do you want to do green or blue next? It doesn't matter. Okay, blue. You're going to have to do both, so it really won't matter in the long run. So the blue one was 3x plus 2y plus z equals 9. But you are correct. What, say in words what you just told me, because it was, you did a really good job. Like, good job. Plus z equals 9. It's a, you know what? That's so common. You said plus 2 equals 9. Yeah, that's why I put a line through my z's. So if I highlight this y in red, do you guys see what she did there? Okay. Now I need you to get this column into standard form. I know that's a vocabulary term, but hopefully we know what standard form is. Can someone help me get this column in standard form? Yeah? So what's that going to be? Isn't that 1z plus 20? Hey, by the way, I have not made an answer key to this yet, so if you think I'm wrong, tell me. Did I do okay distributing? Does anybody disagree with what just happened? Okay. How can we get this in standard form? So bring down the what? Yeah. So keep 3x. Okay. What about this z and good? And then I still have my 20 and my equals 9. And now what? Good. And remember, we're trying to get this one in standard form. What's that going to be? 11. I'm going to highlight that in blue. Once you get this into standard form, leave it alone. Now, some students will tell me, Miss Angeli, I would rather solve this for X or for Z. And I see that a lot. That's okay. I'm just telling you, I don't think that's the easiest. I like to do one thing that works all the time. Okay, so I'm going to encourage you to do that as well. So the first column, you get a variable by itself. The second column, you get in standard form. The third column, you do the exact same thing that you did in the second column, but you do it with what color equation now? Green. So I'm going to write the green, x plus y plus z equals -2. And do you remember what she did in column 2? That's right. You plug the thing in for y again. So I'm going to do x plus, I'm going to change to red, 0.5. Was that what it was? Is that what the first column was? Okay. So you have to incorporate the first column into your other columns. So we are solving a system of 3 equations in 3 variables. And what we're doing, just so you guys know, we're breaking it down to only have 2 variables. That's what this method does. All right, so that's going to be x. Is there anything to distribute here? Yeah, I mean, technically, I guess there's a 1. I'm just going to rewrite it just for emphasis sake. Do you have to rewrite it? Heck no. You can just, if you know the parentheses are useless, then that's okay. There's nothing except for a positive 1 to distribute. Okay, now get this in standard form for me. What will that be in standard form? Or at least the next step. How about that? Did you say 1.5z? It's 1.5z. because it's 0.5 plus 1. And I did hear negative 12. Where'd you guys get negative 12 from? Good. Did that Z throw a few of you off? That 1.5 Z? Are you okay? Did I do anything wrong? Again, I have not made an answer key. God bless you. I know what the answers are simply because I stole them from the online book. So, you know what's really going to stink? What if we make a little mistake? So just everybody make sure we're checking each other, okay? Okay. Does anybody want to remember what to do now? We are done. God bless you. You're fine. Does anybody remember what to do now? When I did it in the notes, I put 2 things. I put one thing right here and one thing right here. Does anybody remember what I did? The blue and the green. So I'm doing my duplicate tool. And it doesn't matter if you do 1 and 2 or 2 and 1. Like you know what I'm saying there? I'm not sure if that makes sense. They can either one can go on the top and the bottom. Just line them up. Do you guys see why standard form was like so important? See how they line up? Standard form lets us do that. I'm going to erase my highlights. Let's see. I guess I'm going to move. I'm just going to move things a little bit to make them prettier. Shrink that down so it fits better. And just really line them up, make them look good. All right. Now, you've seen this before. Tell me a process that we can use. What is the process called? What's the vocabulary? Yes, very good. Elimination now. All right, so I'll just change to, I don't know, black. Okay. How do you eliminate these? Like, what do we need to do before we start eliminating? That's right, for the out front numbers, good. So tell me what you want to use. What numbers do you want to use in the front? On the top? I like that. 1 and -3. Let's see if I'm telling you he did it right, but let's prove that he did it right. I am actually, just because visually it's better for me, I'm actually going to write, you do it however you want. I like to write my answers beside it. That helps me. I actually shouldn't even write equals. You know what I should do is draw arrows because it produces something. You guys can write it underneath if you want, however you keep your minds organized. Okay, distribute a 1. What happens if you distribute a 1, folks? Yeah, stays the same, she said. What happens if you distribute a -3? Well, tell me what you get. So -3x, then what? Yep. Good. So minus 4.5z equals, be careful, not last one. All right, now here's where the rubber meets the road. We're going to see if we got these right or not. Okay, what do you guys notice about the x's? There they are. Thank you, elimination. Okay, what do those 2 make when you go down there? Really hoping we did a good job. What do these make? -2.5z, unless I missed a negative. Can anybody back one of us up? Okay. And then what do those make? 25. Okay. Oh, I think we did it. I think we did it. How do we solve for z? By what? Yes. Nice. And what do we end up with? Is that the answer that I gave you up above? Yes. That's beautiful. I gave you the answers just so you could double check them. Okay. But sent this up there. All right. Now, so I'm just going to draw a really big arrow if you guys can watch the screen for a second. You always work this way, and then this way. All right. So it's almost like you do a roundabout. So we are on our way back. What in the world can we do with that -10? That's right. So everybody see that blue equation? See how it was 3x plus 2z equals -11? I'm going to erase the what? Z and plug in what? -10. So that's 3x. What's next? Equals. Okay. Now what? Not subtract.
Or add.
Add what? No, you're doing great. Add 20. What do we get? 9 here. What about on the other side? Okay. Is that one of the answers up there? Yay. Okay, remember, I'll do the pattern again. If you're a visual person, take this in. We go boom, boom, boom. We're almost there. We only have one more to go. So you guys see that red equation from the very, 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 very beginning? I'm just going to duplicate it real fast. Maybe my pen's lagging today. I'm having trouble. I'll come right here. Get rid of my highlight. All right, there's my red equation. Huh, what should I put in there? What don't I know? Maybe that's a better equation. What don't I know? I don't know why. What did we get for z? -10. You know what? Some kids are like, where do I plug in x? You don't. On this problem, you just don't. And that's okay. If there's an x, we'd plug it in. And then you can type that in your calculator in one step. Tell me what you get. 5. And that is the 3-column method. Is that the only method that exists? Heck no. No way. No way, Jose. That is not the only. That is just a method that I think is very organized and works every time. Some kids do substitution on every single problem, and that's fine as well. All right, the last thing I'm going to do, since I am recording this, and obviously this is homework, I'm not going to do every single problem for everybody because then nobody really actually has to think. They just have to fast forward through the video and copy. I am, however, before we stop, I'm going to set up the equations with you, okay? And then we can continue as a class to solve from there, okay? Monica. Monica has, this looks familiar. You guys remember the $5 bill and the $1 bill from the last homework we did? Monica has, I'll do red to start, $1 bill, $5 bill, $10 in a wallet that are worth $96. Who can make that into an equation? That red highlight is an equation. Who can try that? Go ahead.
1x plus 5y plus 10z equals 96.
That is correct. Everything that had to do with money is in that equation. So that equation is done. I'm going to cross it off so we don't try to, nothing else goes in there. Let's try the green. Green equation. She had one more $1 bill. We did not define X and Y, just so you guys know, based on what you just read to me. You're telling me $1 bills are your X's, the number of $5 bills is your Y, and the number $10 bills is your Z's, just so you know. Okay, now let's do this. She had one more $1 bill. If she had one more $1 bill, whew, she would have just as many $1 bills as $5 bills and $10 bills combined. Holy cow. Okay. If she had one more $1 bill, she would have just as many $1 bills as $5 bills and 10. Okay. How do we do $5 bills and $10 bills combined? What do you guys think about that? $5 bills and $10 bills combined. What would that translate to in math? That is correct. So there, we took care of that part of the sentence. I'm going to make my pen thicker so you can see. We took care of this one. How do we do one more $1 bill? One more $1 bill plus 1. That would be one more than what we currently have. Okay, that was hard. Did you guys hear me? I even went, whoa. She has 23, oh, sorry about that, $23 bills in total. That's a whole, believe it or not, that's an equation. What would that be? $23 bills in total. Yes. Yes. X plus Y plus Z equals 23. Just so you guys know, common mistakes on these, obviously negatives and positives throw the whole thing off. But something else, 2's and Z's get mixed up all the time. Just be careful with your 2's and your Z's. All right, let's go down to, again, some of you might be like, well, Miss Angeli, I could have figured that out just by thinking about it. Well, that's fine and good and dandy. However, the process is what you need to master. All right, let's change and number 3 isn't a word problem, so you don't need my help on that one. Number 4 isn't a word problem station. So I'm going to stop my homework recording and then we can continue as a class. Okay. Actually, before I start my homework recording, why don't we at least set up our 3 columns for whoever might be watching the recording. Okay. What equation do you guys want to put in the first column? There's no correct answer. I have an answer as to what I would put in the first column. But there's no necessarily right answer. What color? On my screen, what color would you guys, which one looks the most simple to get a variable by itself? What's that?
Blue.
Blue's fine. I would have picked green, but you said blue, so we're going to run with blue. What would you get by itself? Okay, let's do that, and then I truly will stop the recording. You said Y. I would have, just so you guys know, if you're wondering why I would have said green, I would have got X by itself in green. I just would have taken the 1 to the other side. Doesn't matter. It's going to be the same amount of difficulty no matter what we pick. How can you guys get Y by itself? What would it be? You would take away X and take away Z. Take away X, take away Z. Tell me what that would give us. Maybe in the recording, I'll get them through the first step in the columns. What would that be? Y equals what? Go ahead, negative X. And then what do we do in this column? Stop. Don't do anything else in this column yet. We don't come back to this column till the very end, remember? Soup our way around. Okay, there is no correct answer. Do you guys want to do green or red now? Green. Okay, so it's X plus 1 equals Y plus Z. Can you guys tell me, what do we need to do? Standard, but not until, what do we have to do with the first column? Something very important. Yep, see all that blue stuff? All this blue stuff needs to go in for this Y, and then we get it in the standard form. So we keep X plus 1, we keep our equal sign, we take away the Y, and we put in negative X minus Z plus 23. And please don't forget the plus Z on the back. So many kids sometimes forget to bring the last thing down. So just be careful. Does everybody see what happened on that? All right. Let's get the kids in the recording to the standard form. And then I truly, I really will shut it off after that. I swear. Can you guys tell me what we get here? So first tell me, like, is there anything to distribute? Technically a 1. So if you guys don't mind, I'm just going to just jot it down. And then I heard you, hon, you said I heard you say plus X to the other side. She is correct. What else to the other side? Anything else? Oh, cool. What do you guys notice about the Z's? Oh, that's so nifty galifty. Okay, let's just do the add X to the other side. Ooh, what's that going to give us? 2X plus 1. Oh my goodness. We don't need standard form here. Why? What can we do? Yay. We can get X here. That's so nice. That really simplifies this whole process. We won't even need to do elimination. So take away 1. What do you get if you take away 1? 22. And what do you get if you divide? 11. Now I'm praying that this is a word problem, right? X was the number of $1 bills. Yes, there it is. Yay. We did that. That's great. Give yourself a little check mark. I mean, like, you did great there. All right, let's get the kids through column 2, and then I will pause the recording for real. I keep saying that, but you know what I mean. All right, so what color haven't I touched yet? Red. So it's 1X plus 5Y plus 10Z equals 96. Now this red one, remember we're not going to need to do elimination. You guys remember me saying that? That's awesome sauce. Tell me a little bit about what we should do to this red one. We have a couple of things we need to do. Tell me one thing. Put X and Y in. Okay. So what should I put in for X? What was that? 11. So I can do 1 times 11. And that came from what we just did. What color did we just do? Wasn't it blue? It was, thank you. Style green. No, that was right. That was my color too. Okay. What can we put in for Y? Do you guys remember? Yes, hon.
So since there's a negative X in it,
Yes.
would that be
It sure could be. You can make this negative 11 minus Z plus. You can do that now or later. Easier to do it now? So are you over? Tell me if you're over here. And did you write negative X? What the heck was it? Negative X. Okay. I think I need to go to blue, right?
I just put in negative 11 right there.
Oh, that's fine, hon.
Okay. Oh, yeah.
I'm going to zoom in and show everybody what you mean by that. That's absolutely fine. So she said, hey, anytime I see an X, I just automatically made it 11. So I'm going to erase this blue X and just automatically make it 11. That's totally fine. How many variables do you guys see? Look at what I'm highlighting. How many variables? How many different types of variables? But not different, right? They're both Z's. So you guys are going to be able to solve this using your basic algebra 1 skills. So I'm going to stop now. I'm going to stop the recording, and then we can keep going in class. You guys can get a Z, and you better be getting 5 when you solve. And then you can work your way back to the first column right away. So this one was actually easier than the first one. Does everybody know why this one's easier than the first one? There was nothing to distribute, and we got X. In this middle column, we got an answer right away, which does not always happen. All right, now I am going to stop the recording. Yeah, stop. Oh, there's no pause recording? That bugs me. Stop recording and